If you've ever struggled to paint realistic colors, it's probably because of your values, not the color itself. The best way to improve your color is by improving your understanding of value by painting in Grayscale first. It'll let you make artworks like this, full of complex detail but not overwhelming. To get a better understanding of how to draw advanced artworks, let's start small, like in this demo.
The first thing I want to do is just do the background layer. This lesson is more just like another skill check. I want to see where your comfort zone is, like what your habits are. Basically, your comfort zone is the one where you could just head empty and then just draw. So it's always better for you to just do. What mistakes did I make? Or what do I do different to get that effect? So for Grayscale, you could see that each color, they have an inherent brightness or darkness, right? That's value. Even though technically this dress is not in shadow, the choker is not in shadow, you'd see that it's still darker. Because technically, her purple dress is darker than her skin. Right there. So that's why it's appearing darker. And the reason why I'm trying my best to simplify it is because once you get how it works, that's it. It's over. That's all you need to do, and then you can just jump into it. And that's why I'm so fixated on doing it in Grayscale. So I guess I should say my intention for my drawing. I really wanna get the lighting, in the rendering, and then do it in my style. That's what I'm going for. And right now, what I'm doing is I'm just putting down the base colors, and then I'll put the shadows after. Base colors is just the colors without shadow or light or anything. I had multiple layers just to help me set up easier, but I don't really need that many, so merge it all down. So now I should do her hair, and just for the sake of differentiating a little, maybe I'll shadow her thing first, separate her neck from her head. So now you can see that I'm using this multiply layer to add in some shadows. It's as simple as can be. Literally, I'm using no colors other than black and white. And then I even turned my reference black and white, so that's easier to do. That's all you need to know for now. And yeah, you can see that even in Grayscale, I'm just slowly adding in the shadows and then just saving the darkest colors and the brightest colors for last, as usual. If it doesn't work in Grayscale, it won't work. Period. I think mine is looking more to the right than sort of the center, so I'll adjust that. I'm just using Liquify on that one, by the way. I like her expression though. And then the flip. Oh my gosh, here it is. The dreaded flip. Probably rotate it a little bit. I'm still adding in the shadows so that I could start adding in the colors later. I'd say this is the most important part, getting all the stuff set up.
Videos like these wouldn't be possible without our awesome patrons and YouTube members who help our mission of making arts education free and accessible for everyone. Become a member today and unlock cool perks like exclusive chats with our creators, access to class recordings, and critiques from instructors. And I think I'll finally do the color layer and show you guys why I took my time. So what I did was I have the black and white layer, and then I put it in there, and then I made a clipping layer pretty much for color. Just adding in what I think the hair color would be. So this is why I take my time, because it's much easier to just add the color. You don't have to worry about the shadows and all that. It's already all there. I'm just gonna add in the base colors. Basically, I'm just using normal colors to try to add in these shades of color. Then I'll add some blue, all blue first, and then I'll add the yellow after. Then her dress. This is pretty much how you set up for Grayscale. And then, yeah, color is just a good way to set up the colors. This isn't the end goal. It's not like a magic layer where, you just add the shadows and then everything is fixed, Still have to touch it up a little. Let me see the background. Then add some red. And it looks pretty nice as is. And then I'm just gonna touch it up. For example, the shadows, I'm gonna add bluer shades. One thing I wanna say with everybody is, yeah, take your time with sketching. Because that's the most important part. If it works in the sketch, it just works, So what I'm doing right now is I'm adding in the colors and then my brush, right? I'm color picking it because if I had pressed really hard, you know, it's just straight up orange, but I'm pressing really lightly, like that. And then I color pick it. And then once I color pick it, that's the thing I do. So I press lightly again, then I color pick it. So that's how I blend my colors pretty much in digital, you know, to make for like a nice painterly style. So I color pick, lightly do it. I don't press hard like that because it just erases the color. And then I pick the color that they make together and I do that. Rinse and repeat. Not really trying to get the background completely the same. And if you guys could get anything out of this, you know, notice how I haven't zoomed in like once. I've just been looking at the painting as a whole, or like the drawing. So starting off, look at the drawing as a whole so that you get to see everything with fresh eyes, and then you can balance your details and all that. And also, you know, the background colors are pretty important. So just do your best, you know, trust your instincts, and honestly, you'd be surprised. I think this should be good enough. Just merge the colors now. So now it's just one color. And then now I start to zoom in. And then I'll bring the reference a bit closer. I guess to do a little rundown again, you could see that just because I added the color to my grayscale, it wasn't like the end. You know, I still had to like paint over some stuff. Still put in some elbow grease to make it work. Because honestly, you could put all the work in the beginning just so it just works perfectly now. But this is still valid, you know. Oh, and I should say, merging it together is a personal preference, you know. You don't have to, but I want to. I like working with less layers. Okay, let's say I wanted to make it darker in my artwork, like Miorne's neck. I could check it, right, and like compare it in black and white, and I want it to be darker. What I do is I just use a multiply layer. For this one, I was like, I don't want it to be a muddy shadow, because like, I'll show you. This is a muddy shadow, right? It's kind of gray. Or this is the polar opposite, the most vibrant shadow. It's like purple. So it's more just me like kind of like figuring it out, like kind of like picking colors. There's no like right or wrong answer about it. It's just like if it works, it works. So what you could do is say like I drew Totoro, right? So if you were to add a shadow, the easiest way is like multiply, because once you add the colors, just add it on top, turn it into a multiply layer. So you can see that there is an easy shadow. If you wanted to change it, the nice thing about keeping it on separate layers is maybe this time I want the shadow to be coming from the right. So I can just do that. Easy peasy. So I'm just gonna add my finishing touches to it. You know, it started from this, black and white. And then I just manually like touched it up. And also I'm taking liberties with this screenshot. I'm not gonna completely copy it. So that's the focus of it. You know, don't focus on getting it perfect. Just focus on doing what you can. Just do it, you know? Join a virtual art class to learn live from our professional artists. Get creative assignments, individual guidance, and real-time feedback on your artwork. Start today and level up your practice. If you learned something new, please like and share this video with a fellow art nerd. If you love receiving quality and free arts education, subscribe. Here's a couple other videos you could check out next.